Both of these movies are weird, but only one of them left audiences saying that was too weird. Critics and fans alike are picking up on the fact that James Gunn's Superman might have been too comic booky for its own good. James Gunn's Superman feels like he tossed every Superman comic into a blender. It is a mess narratively and tonally. Perfect cast and world building, it's unapologetically comic booky, which won't work for some.
Jumps around, yes, and the stuff it presents is like, whoa, you gotta catch up, so I wonder how the casuals are gonna take it.
And it makes sense. In just one movie, Superman introduces Superman himself, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, Lex Luthor, Ultraman, the Engineer, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, Metamorpho, Crypto the Superdog, and Baby Joey. And all of this happens without much explanation other than the opening titles akin to Star Wars. And while I knew most of these characters from other DC content, I still felt like there was a sense of wonder taken away from their first appearances. A lot of these characters just show up like we're 3 movies into the new DC universe, and it takes away from the impact that they could have if they were given more time to be fleshed out. In Avengers Infinity War, so many characters in that movie were interacting with each other for the first time, but because we were given introductory movies for most of them, those interactions felt more meaningful, and even casual audiences were interested because those moments didn't feel like comic book fan inside baseball. The Thor movies are an interesting comparison because when you look at the later entries, they are definitely very comic booky, maybe even more than Superman. However, audiences accepted the weirdness because they were slowly introduced to it. Thor 1 primarily took place on Earth, Thor the Dark World still had a major presence on Earth, but it did slightly more space stuff. Then Thor Ragnarok had the added benefit of coming after other Marvel movies that introduced us to the cosmic parts of the Marvel universe. Even the Sonic movies handled this well, starting with Sonic as the only alien character in the first movie, then gradually introducing the rest of his animated cast with each sequel. By the third movie, we're somehow watching an intergalactic battle between 2 Super Saiyan hedgehogs in space, and it all feels oddly normal. I think the main problem in Superman is that because everything feels so normal to that world, it doesn't come off as impactful to the casual viewer. There's no reason given as to why the Justice Gang exists and why these 3 specific characters are a team. There's no reason given to why Lex Luthor has access to this giant monster, they just let him out of a cage. No spoilers, but even Ultraman's identity reveal has no weight to it because there's no setup. Only some expositional dialogue to make it make sense in the moment. As bad as Batman v Superman was, the new characters introduced each had their own big introductions, not only to the audience but to each other. Even Doomsday, when unleashed by Lex Luthor, wasn't just some random twist pulled out of nowhere. It was set up as the result of him experimenting on Zod's dead body from the previous film. But maybe this all doesn't matter.
I think that was the best Superman movie I've ever seen.
I loved it. I think this is one of those movies that if you're a Superman fan, you will be so happy.
I mean, I would say that's my Superman. That was very comic book forward Superman, and that is what I've been wanting out of a Superman movie for a while.
This is the DC movie that I have been wanting for years. This is Superman ripped straight out of the comic book.
Like these fans, to me there's a freshness that comes from a comic book movie, not pulling its punches and giving us a weird world without taking the time to explain away everything that it shows us. Hell, even the upcoming Fantastic Four movie is skipping the team's origin story for the first time. I do agree that Superman's story and tone is a bit scattershot, but I'm on the side of more comic book films going for that weirdness if the source material calls for it. The real problem is when the extraordinary starts to feel ordinary, when the spectacular just becomes more background world building. But it's better than Man of Steel, right?